Over 40 years later, the Karate Kid remains a monument of youthful passion. But behind that glory, Sensei Miyagi and key pieces of Cobra Kai are gone forever. Who remains? Who is lost? And what tragedies befell them? Let's reopen the files of each legend. Pat Morita, born in 1932, created one of the most beloved characters in cinema history as Mr. Miyagi, the wise handyman who teaches Daniel LaRusso about life and balance. At 52 years old, he shed his comedic background from Happy Days to deliver a performance of profound depth and quiet strength, earning him a well-deserved Academy Award nomination. His catchphrase, "Wax on, wax off," became a global mantra that transcends generations. Tragically, Pat passed away from kidney failure on November 24th of 2005 at the age of 73. He remains the eternal sensei of pop culture, proving that true power comes from within and that a teacher never truly dies as long as their lessons live on. Chad McQueen, born in 1960, played Dutch, the most aggressive and vocal member of the Cobra Kai gang, often urging Johnny to beat Daniel without mercy. At 23 years old, he channeled the intensity of his legendary father, Steve McQueen, bringing a raw and intimidating energy to the screen. Unlike his co-stars, he largely stepped away from acting to pursue a successful career as a professional race car driver, honoring his family legacy of speed. We sadly lost Chad very recently on September 11th, 2024, when he passed away from organ failure at the age of 63. He will be remembered as the fiery spirit of the dojo who lived life in the fast lane, both on and off the screen. William Zabka, born in 1965, played Johnny Lawrence, the quintessential blonde bully who made life hell for Daniel LaRusso. At just 18 years old, he was so convincing as the villain that strangers wanted to fight him in real life for years. However, he pulled off the greatest comeback in television history by reprising his role in the smash hit series Cobra Kai, turning a one-dimensional bad guy into a complex and beloved hero. In 2026, at 60 years old, William is enjoying a massive career renaissance and remains a fan favorite worldwide. He proves that there are always two sides to every story, and that even the toughest Cobra Kai snake can shed its skin and find redemption. Rob Garrison, born in 1960, played Tommy, the most vocal cheerleader of the Cobra Kai dojo, who famously screamed the iconic line, "Get him a body bag," during the final tournament. At 24 years old, he perfectly embodied the cruel mob mentality of the bullies that audiences love to hate. He made a poignant return in Season 2 of Cobra Kai, giving his character a proper send-off just months before his real-life passing. Rob passed away from kidney and liver failure on September 27, 2019, at the age of 59. His reunion with his Cobra Kai brothers on screen remains one of the most touching moments in the franchise, serving as a beautiful final bow for an actor who embraced his legacy to the very end. Pat E. Johnson, born in 1939, was much more than just the referee in the All-Valley tournament. He was the legitimate martial arts grandmaster who choreographed the fighting for the entire film. At 45 years old, he trained the cast, including Pat Morita and Ralph Macchio, ensuring that every crane kick and block looked authentic on camera. He was the real-life Mr. Miyagi behind the scenes, holding a 9th-degree black belt in Tang Soo Do. Pat passed away from natural causes recently on November 5th, 2023, at the age of 84. Without his discipline and expert guidance, the Karate Kid would have lacked the physical credibility that turned it into a worldwide martial arts phenomenon that inspired a generation. Ralph Macchio, born in 1961, became the face of the 80s underdog as Daniel LaRusso, the kid from Reseda, who fought back against bullying. At 22 years old, his boyish looks and genuine vulnerability made him the ultimate relatable hero, inspiring millions of kids to join karate schools. He defied the odds of child stardom by maintaining a grounded life and a youthful appearance that seems to defy the laws of aging. In 2026, at 64 years old, Ralph is currently enjoying massive success leading the Cobra Kai series and cementing his legacy. He proves that being a hero is not just about winning a tournament, but about carrying the lessons of balance and mercy throughout an entire lifetime. Fumio Demura, born in 1938, was the legendary karate master who served as Pat Morita's stunt double, making Mr. Miyagi look like a lethal weapon in the fight scenes. At 45 years old, he was a real-life martial arts icon who actually inspired the character of Miyagi with his philosophy and technique, even though the role went to Morita. He performed the difficult stunts, including the skeleton fight scene, while maintaining the illusion of the older actor's physicality. A true pioneer who introduced karate to the West, he passed away from natural causes on April 24, 2023, at the age of 84. His hidden contribution was the physical soul of the character-blending movie magic with genuine master-level skill. Elizabeth Shue, born in 1963, played Allie Mills, the sweet and wealthy cheerleader who sees past Daniel's rough edges and becomes his love interest. At just 20 years old, this was her breakout movie role, quickly establishing her as the ultimate girl next door of the 80s. Unlike many other love interests of the era, her character was strong, independent, and capable of standing up to the bullies herself. She went on to have a stellar career, earning an Oscar nomination for Leaving Las Vegas, and eventually reprising her role in Cobra Kai to the delight of fans. In 2026, at 62 years old, Elizabeth remains a stunning and talented force in Hollywood, proving that true charm never fades with time. Bruce Malmuth, born in 1934, played the ring announcer at the All Valley Karate Tournament, the man with the distinctive voice who called out the matches. At 50 years old, he is best remembered for his uniquely rushed delivery of names, which added a chaotic energy to the tournament scenes. Interestingly, Bruce was primarily a director known for action films like Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone rather than an actor. His memorable cameo became a signature part of the movie's climax, echoing in the minds of fans whenever they watched the final crane kick. Bruce passed away from esophageal cancer on June 29, 2005, at the age of 71. He was the voice that ushered Daniel LaRusso into history. Martin Covey, born in 1946, played John Kreese, the terrifying sensei of the Cobra Kai dojo who preached that mercy is for the weak. At 38 years old, his icy stare and rigid military demeanor created one of the most iconic villains of the decade, making generations of kids afraid of their karate teachers. He famously commanded his student to sweep the leg, defining the ruthless nature of the antagonist. However, like his co-stars, Martin found a massive resurgence in the hit series Cobra Kai, where he peeled back the layers of his character, revealing a damaged veteran rather than just a monster. In 2026, at 79 years old, he is still going strong, enjoying his status as a pop culture legend. Larry Drake, born in 1950, played one of the beach bullies credited simply as Yahoo Number 1, who harasses Daniel and Ali early in the film. At 34 years old, this was a relatively minor role for an actor who was destined for much greater critical acclaim. He soon became a household name, playing the gentle office clerk Benny Stulwich on the legal drama L.A. Law, a breakout role that won him 2 Emmy Awards and showcased his incredible range. He also terrified audiences as the villain in the cult horror classic Dr. Giggles. Larry passed away from cardiac arrest on March 17, 2016, at the age of 66, leaving behind a legacy of versatile and award-winning talent. Frances Bay, born in 1919, played the lady with the dog, a neighbor at the Reseda apartment complex where Daniel lives. At 65 years old, she was just beginning one of the most prolific second acts in Hollywood history. She famously started her professional acting career in her mid-50s and went on to play iconic grandmothers in hits like Happy Gilmore and Seinfeld, where she famously battled over a marble rye bread. Her sweet yet feisty demeanor made her instantly recognizable to audiences of all ages as the quintessential eccentric old lady. Frances passed away from pneumonia on September 15, 2011, at the age of 92, standing as an inspiring reminder that it is never too late to become a star. William Bassett, born in 1935, played Mr. Mills, the wealthy and disapproving father of Ali, who represented the social barrier between the rich hills and the working-class Reseda. At 48 years old, he perfectly captured the uptight and snobbish demeanor that made audiences root even harder for Daniel to win the girl. A veteran character actor with over 100 credits, he appeared in everything from Bewitched to The Towering Inferno, always adding a touch of cold authority to his roles. William passed away from natural causes on April 24, 2022, at the age of 86. His performance remains a perfect snapshot of the classic teenage struggle against parental expectations and the class divide that defined so many great 80s movies. Bernie Kuby, born in 1925, played Mr. Harris, the history teacher at West Valley High, who tries to maintain order in a class full of rowdy teenagers. At 59 years old, he was the observant educator who first noticed Daniel's black eye, asking him about it with genuine concern, hinting at the bullying problem without being able to stop it. Before becoming an actor, Bernie had an interesting life as a pilot and a writer, giving him a worldly experience that he brought to his character roles. He was a familiar face in commercials and sitcoms for decades. Bernie passed away from natural causes on September 14, 2008, at the age of 82, leaving behind the legacy of being the teacher we all remember from high school. Randy Heller, born in 1947, played Lucille LaRusso Daniels, lovable and optimistic single mother who moves them across the country for a fresh start. At 37 years old, she brought a wonderful warmth and humor to the role, struggling with a broken station wagon and a new job, while always trying to keep her son's spirits high. She was the heart of the film's family dynamic, proving that a mother is a different kind of fighter who battles life with a smile. In 2026, at 78 years old, Randy is happily alive and well, recently delighting fans by reprising her role in Cobra Kai. She remains a beloved figure representing the unconditional love that gives heroes the strength to stand up. Ron Thomas, born in 1961, played Bobby, the most conflicted member of the Cobra Kai gang and the only one who seemed to have a conscience. At 22 years old, he was actually a high-level martial artist in real life, which made his fight scenes incredibly sharp and dangerous. He is best remembered for the tournament scene where he reluctantly injures Daniel on Creasy's orders and immediately apologizes, showing his true character. In 2026, at 64 years old, Ron is alive and well and has also returned to the franchise in Cobra Kai as a pastor, finding redemption for his past. He remains a fan favorite for playing the bad guy who actually had a good heart buried under a black GI. Tony O'Dell, born in 1960, played Jimmy, the quietest member of the original Cobra Kai gang, who is best remembered for the classic insult about taking a worm for a walk. At 24 years old, he was the loyal soldier of the group, often seen backing up Johnny Lawrence without question. Unlike the others, his character was less aggressive, which allowed him to transition smoothly into a successful television career, famously starring in Head of the Class. In 2026, at 66 years old, Tony is alive and thriving, having also returned to the dojo in the Cobra Kai series. He represents the enduring brotherhood of the original cast, proving that once a Cobra, always a Cobra, but with a much wiser perspective. Larry B. Scott, born in 1961, played Jerry, one of the Cobra Kai students who trains under Kreese, often seen in the background supporting the main bullies. At 22 years old, he was just starting his career before exploding into pop culture fame as Lamar Latrell in Revenge of the Nerds the very same year. While his role in the dojo was smaller compared to the main five, his presence adds depth to the film's universe, showing the reach of Kreese's influence. In 2026, at 64 years old, Larry is alive and remains a beloved figure in 80s cinema history. He is a testament to the incredible casting of the era, where even the background students went on to become recognizable stars in their own right. Israel Huarbe, born in 1967, played Freddy Fernandez, the friendly neighbor who is the very first person to welcome Daniel to the apartment complex. At just 17 years old, he wore the iconic shirt that said "Makin' Bacon" and invited Daniel to the fateful beach party where the trouble began. Though he awkwardly distances himself after Daniel gets beaten up, he represents the typical high school pressure to fit in rather than stand out. In 2026, at 58 years old, Israel is alive and well, fondly remembered by fans for that brief but pivotal friendship. He reminds us of those early acquaintances we make in a new place, who help open the door to our destiny, even if they do not stay for the whole journey. Eddie Smith, born in 1925, was a veteran stuntman and background actor who added grit and realism to the film's action sequences. At 59 years old, he was already a seasoned professional in Hollywood, bringing decades of experience to the set to ensure safety and authenticity during the chaotic fight scenes. While his face might not be the most recognizable, his work contributed to the texture of the tournament, where the hits had to look real without hurting the young cast. Eddie passed away from natural causes in 2005 at the age of 80. He represents the countless hard-working stunt performers who put their bodies on the line to make movie magic happen, proving that every person on a film set plays a vital role. So we have reached the end of our journey revisiting the fate of the Karate Kid 1984 cast. Though Sensei Miyagi, Dutch, or Tommy have left the game, the legacy they left behind will never fade. Who do you miss the most? Comment below and subscribe to the channel to help us keep these beautiful memories alive. Thank you for a blazing childhood. Legends never die. Goodbye.